Welcome into the Triple Option presents the Offseason. I'm Paul Catalina here on 365 Sports. We're going to go through as many teams as we possibly can before the 2024 season starts and tell you why 2023 went the way it did and how they can improve moving on into 2024. Today, we stay in the Big 12 with the Kansas State Wildcats. How did they get here and how to improve? Well, one, the season was good. 8-4, good season. Not great, especially when you're coming off being the defending conference champion. Lost games because of a lot of different ways, but mostly it was because of a couple of bizarre coaching decisions in games from Chris Klieman, who's one of the best in the league and one of the best in the biz. But Oklahoma State and Texas really stick out to me as games where there were some weird decisions that just didn't work out. And look, you got to take chances as a coach. You got to make sure that, you can shoot some life into your team, but this was a team that, with a returning quarterback like Will Howard, who's now in the portal, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But you got a returning quarterback, you've got returning offensive linemen, you've got a stout defense, should have probably contended a little bit better for the conference title, even though it did come down towards the end. But losing games against Oklahoma State and Texas that they could have won were really huge for the Wildcats this year. Look, one of the other games they lost was a non-conference game to Mizzou on a 61-yard field goal at the end. So sometimes bad things happen. There's nothing you can do about it. But bizarre coaching decisions did get them into this spot. But on the positive side, they overcame some of their big roster losses really well. Here's Dylan Giddens, their fantastic running back. Now look, is he Deuce Vaughn? No one's Deuce Vaughn. But they did manage to overcome guys like Cade Warner as well at wide receiver, another reliable target that was gone. They overcame it well with the roster that they had, and they did not seem to be really deficient on that side of the ball in spite of losing at least one generational player in Deuce Vaughn. So how did they improve in 2024? Well, welcome to the Avery Johnson era. Look at those flowing locks right there. That's a rock star quarterback right there in a lot of different ways than one, but he can run the ball. He can throw the ball. You saw a little bit of him this year with Kansas State. It was mostly Will Howard's show, but to get some juice into that offense, they did inject Avery Johnson into it from time to time. And this is someone who can be a program changer for Kansas State and is the highest recruited quarterback they've ever signed and has, brought a lot of excitement to Manhattan. And this is how you improve, is continue to make this kid better because he has got a skill set that is pretty rare. Also, overcome the loss of Colin Klein. He's on his way to Texas A&M as the offensive coordinator, one of the most highly thought of coordinators in the entire country, which is why he got a big job on Mike Elko's staff for 2024. You're going to have to overcome that and be as good as you were because Colin Klein, one of the best. He's also one of your own. It stung a lot for the Kansas State faithful to lose one of their own, but he's on to bigger money jobs like Texas A&M, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Chris Klieman, also a great coach and developer of coaching talent. He can bring somebody in there that will do well in that role, but Colin Klein is going to have large shoes to fill. Also, don't change who you are, Kansas State. That's one of the biggest compliments I can pay a fan base is they knew who they are. They know exactly what they want to be, and they keep doing it year in and year out for the most part. Chris Klieman's not going to change who he is. They're not going to change what they do. And in the new Big 12, this is a team that's probably going to live quite up towards the top because they will not change who they are, and they will figure out people who fit the Kansas State system and fit it well. And don't ever change Kansas State. You pretty much do it right. And that is not something you can say about every fan base and every university there is. Don't ever change. This has been the Offseason here on 365 Sports. I'm Paul Catalina. Please like and subscribe, share it with your friends. We've got many more videos to show you later on. This is the Offseason.